very small snapshot of that Mission 2024 is playing right outside 12 Tughlaq Lane. That's where Rahul Gandhi lives. Why do I say that? Because just take a look, viewers. I'll ask my camera person Satya to get you a basic ringside view. Heavy police deployment. Along with that, lots of Congress workers as well as the youth Congress supporters as well. Lots of leaders all here, because their leader, Rahul Gandhi, has finally come home after being convicted in a defamation case, sentenced for 2 full years, which instantly, it seems, takes him out of the legislative post that he holds, which is that of an MP. We're going to break it down for our viewers over the course of the next 45 minutes and what it means for Rahul Gandhi. But first up, let me quickly take you through the headlines. Rahul arrives in Delhi after conviction in defamation remark. Congress stages nationwide protests. Congress cries foul over Rahul conviction, alleges court proceedings fixed. BJP says Rahul must apologize. Arvind Kejriwal's big attack on Prime Minister, says Prime Minister needs sleeping pills. Launches Aam Aadmi Party Modi Hatao Desh Bachao campaign. BJP's mega Muslim outreach in Uttar Pradesh. Saffron Party to distribute 1 lakh books on Modi's Man Ki Baat in Urdu in Muslim majority areas. After MNS chief Raj Thackeray alleged illegal dargah being built off Mumbai's Mahim coast, cops razed the structures to the ground. India Today accesses dark money trail of Amritpal Singh. His wife Kirandeep Kaur emerges as chief fund manager. All right, viewers, let me quickly take you through on what we are witnessing right here. The Congress cadre, the youth Congress workers refusing to go anywhere, staying put. But taking you through the latest news break that's just about coming in. Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, M.K. Stalin, has now spoken with Rahul Gandhi over the phone after Rahul Gandhi's conviction in a defamation case. He's extended DMK's full support over the phone. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister and DMK Chief Minister and DMK Chief M.K. Stalin spoke to Rahul Gandhi a short while back. He said it's highly deplorable and unprecedented that a leader like Rahul Gandhi is convicted for a comment which he himself said was not made with blameworthy mind. BJP's targeting of opposition parties has now landed in trampling of democratic rights, and such atrocities will see its end. I spoke with brother Rahul Gandhi, conveying my solidarity. I am confident that justice will be delivered ultimately. Now, DMK's M.K. Stalin coming in shortly after unusual support that Rahul Gandhi got in the form of Arvind Kejriwal from the Aam Aadmi Party, who also had said that Rahul Gandhi is being unfairly targeted by the BJP and the Prime Minister. Is now the opposition axis growing, getting stronger? What does it mean? The Aam Aadmi Party also coming in. We're going to break it down over the course of the next 40 minutes right here, viewers. But I'll tell you what really has gone down. Rahul Gandhi, after on bail, touched down from Surat at the national capital. He's right here behind me at his 12 Tughlaq Lane residence. A couple of barricades there because the police thought things could go out of hand. But I want to quickly connect and get you the latest. Our reporters here. All right, Supriya Bharadwaj is joining me right outside 12 Tughlaq Lane. That's where a lot of leaders, Supriya, I believe you have B.V. Srinivas with you, Youth Congress leader. I am also joined by Anisha, who's going to break it down in terms of Rahul Gandhi's conviction, 2 years under IPC section 500. What does it really mean? And is there a new axis forming when it comes down to opposition unity? I want to quickly bring in Rahul Srivastav on the news break that's just coming in. So there's some movement behind me, understandably. Rahul Gandhi is making his way out with Sonia Gandhi. So you can see that kind of commotion. But while we take you through that, Rahul, I want to quickly push you in, into this conversation. DMK chief, understandably, calling Rahul Gandhi his brother, saying he's being unfairly targeted, was expected. But what wasn't expected, all right, I'm just going to make my way through the escort vehicles of Rahul Gandhi. He's definitely going somewhere. We're going to try and figure out where exactly is that. Could be to Sonia Gandhi's residence. But Rahul, I'll bring you in. I'm sorry, I apologize there. But what was unusual support was Aam Aadmi Party coming in vociferously, Arvind Kejriwal, in support of Rahul Gandhi. Other than Mamata Banerjee, we see maybe a shift in alignment of the opposition, possibly the third front which was forming now inching closer to the Rahul Gandhi leadership. Do you see this as possibly the tipping point or one of the moments which could lead to, the opposition finally getting united?
Preeti, what you're basically implying to say is the opposition coming around to a point where Rahul Gandhi can be the pivot or fulcrum of an opposition charge against Narendra Modi? I will say very early. I will say that should I be focusing on what various players in the opposition are going to do, given what their current on that day compulsions are on what the issue is? Now, this issue where Rahul Gandhi is being likely to go to jail, faces that 2-year imprisonment element, he can appeal definitely, is something that Arvind Kejriwal identifies with. Two of his key men are behind bars. So that's where I think Arvind Kejriwal is coming around from, that he wants basically the support of Rahul Gandhi and everybody else, and show that somewhere there is a battle on vis-a-vis the government and the opposition. But will they last is a different question. I think what is more important here is how Rahul Gandhi and Congress are going to use this as an opportunity or as an adversity. Will they scramble in courts, comments, or if you realize this is an opportunity which is pushed Rahul Gandhi inadvertently, it's a court order, into yet again point where Rahul Gandhi is part of the main political narrative of the country. Now, in that, can Rahul Gandhi push himself to the point that he becomes the pivot? What I want to say is, if he has to become the pivot, if Congress has to be the fulcrum of opposition unity, it has to fight and struggle and use the opportunities that come their way. Otherwise, today Arvind Kejriwal is with them, tomorrow he may not be.
Rahul, these are the latest visuals. I'll just tell our viewers that are coming through. Rahul Gandhi's car leaving with Sonia Gandhi. His mother was already there. But I want to quickly cut across to Supriya Bharadwaj, my colleague, who's joining us for more. Supriya, over to you. Supriya, can you hear me? All right, we seem to have lost Supriya. We're going to try and connect to my colleague Supriya, but you just saw those visuals there. That's Rahul Gandhi's car leaving 12 Tughlaq Lane. That's Rahul Gandhi leaving his residence with his mother. Where is he going? That's the big question. There would be a lot of strategizing at play. But what does it actually mean? Before we cut across to Supriya, I want to pull in Anisha into this conversation. Anisha, Rahul Gandhi charged under Section 500 of the IPC. If you break it down in terms of just the quantum of sentence, 2 years, is this the highest that one can get in this particular section, which is IPC 500? And on the other hand, in terms of past precedents, have there been where people have actually got a full sentence for saying something like what Rahul Gandhi said?
Preeti, to answer the first part of your question first, this IPC section 499-500 defines defamation. That is a criminal act of defamation which can harm somebody's reputation, which can defame somebody in public. And now what the courts look at is how exactly something has harmed someone, whether it has harmed someone. The court would have looked at the evidence that the complainant has given. But when you look at the ramifications of this particular sentence, the maximum possible sentence of 2 years imprisonment plus fine has in fact been imposed on Rahul Gandhi in this particular case. Now, quite apart from the fact that Rahul Gandhi now potentially faces a jail sentence, at this moment, of course, he's been given a 30-day reprieve. The court has suspended his sentence, given him bail for 30 days to approach an appellate court. It will also have a direct bearing on the possible disqualification. Now, according to the Representation of the People Act, Rahul Gandhi stands disqualified from his post as a member of parliament, and that is going to have much larger ramifications when it comes to all of this. And of course, if he manages to get a stay on his conviction from a higher court, that is the only way he can save himself from this disqualification. So there's a lot of legal battle yet ahead for Rahul Gandhi, and we'll have to wait and see how this works out. Of course, politically, we are seeing a lot of hoopla. Back to you.
Well, politically, how does it work out? Legally, how does it work out? Constitutionally, how does it work out? In a short while from now, we'll be joined by constitutional expert Subhash Kashyap. But clearly, what you see right behind me is a lot of activity where Congress workers, especially the Youth Congress here in full force, trying to show solidarity. But, if I have Subhash Kashyap, constitutional expert, live with us. To give us a larger understanding, Mr. Kashyap, what happens from here on? 2 years of conviction. Does it mean with immediate effect, until and unless Rahul Gandhi gets a stay from the Gujarat High Court on this, Rahul Gandhi is disqualified as an MP?
There are two aspects of the problem. One is political, the other is legal. Legally speaking, I think the conviction has been suspended, and therefore nothing happens immediately. The member has been given time 30 days to appeal to the High Court against the conviction again and against the judgment as a whole. So I think when Rahul ji goes to the High Court, in all probability, as is done in such cases, there will be a stay till the High Court gives a hearing to both sides and arrives at a judgment. So nothing happened, and even after High Court, if the judgment is one way or the other, one can go to the Supreme Court. And after the Supreme Court pronounces the judgment, that will prevail. But immediately nothing will happen legally. Politically, Rahul ji can play the victim card, can claim to be martyr for truth and a hero for truth and non-violence. But the politics apart, the
All
legal...
Mr. Kashyap, appreciate you joining us and breaking it down constitutionally, because there's been a fair amount of confusion. Anisha, I want to quickly bring you in again on what Mr. Subhash Kashyap just said, because there is a suspension for 30 days at least. Till the order is suspended, nothing quite happens, it seems. So Rahul Gandhi continues to be an MP. He's not disqualified just yet.
Well, Preeti, let Let me just explain this in terms of the various aspects. One, of course, is what happened in the court today. The second is the issue of disqualification. What has happened in the court is that he was given a 2-year sentence. Then the sentence has been suspended for 30 days to enable him to appeal before a higher court. It does not mean that the conviction itself has been suspended. So he remains held guilty by the court, but for now he will not need to face the jail time because this was this was only a 2-year sentence, which is why the court immediately granted him bail. The second aspect, of course, is of the disqualification. Under Section 8 of the Representation of the People Act, Rahul Gandhi, since he has been convicted for a 2-year sentence under Section 8 Clause 3, faces a disqualification immediately from the Parliament and for 6 years after his sentence ends, which means that for 2 plus 6, 8 years, Rahul Gandhi will be considered suspended both from Parliament and unable to contest elections. However, what Mr. Kashyap was also saying,
that is only if there's no stay.
If there is no stay, if he manages to get a stay on his conviction, not just on his sentence, but on his conviction, then all these troubles, the disqualification issue gets put on a back burner because the stay or the suspension of conviction will continue till the final verdict in the appeal comes. So that means that for several months or however long it takes for the appellate court to give a judgment on the matter, Rahul Gandhi will not have to face the consequences of this particular conviction. But that will happen once he gets a suspension of the conviction.
Right.
At the moment, he only has a suspended sentence. Back to you.
All right. Okay, appreciate you joining us, Anisha. Rahul, I'm going to quickly pull you in on this as well. Lots of interest whether Rahul Gandhi is disqualified, not disqualified. But on the other hand, nobody's attaching motive to the judgment. But the Congress has made lots of points where they feel that they were given a shorthand by the judge in question. They also have gone ahead and said that the judge kept changing. But how the Congress deals with it. I was talking to a lot of the Congress cadre here. There's a sense, Rahul, that seems to emanate that Rahul Gandhi should have gone to jail today, become a political martyr, and then they would have taken to the streets. Do you think that should have happened?
Pretty hypothetical because the sentence has been suspended. So there is nobody coming to arrest him. He can't go on into the jail on his own.
Yes.
The fact is that in the order, the sentencing, the order is the conviction and sentencing. I think the Congress will explore all possibilities. What does the Congress do? I think Rahul Gandhi needs to do a lot of things. I think one, he should get rid of his smart line writers because they are dumb writers. You see, he gets into trouble because of his statements outside. He says things about RSS. He has to apologize. He says things about the Supreme Court order on Rafale. He has to apologize. And Rahul Gandhi is constantly getting trouble over what he says as smart lines. It's not a very smart thing politically to say that people belonging to XYZ surname, why are they all chore? I think it's not a very smart thing to say.
Yes.
One, Rahul Gandhi needs to change somebody like that. Second, I think the Congress can use the opportunity to turn it as a moment when Rahul Gandhi can be catapulted. Perhaps, get that sympathy element going for him. That Rahul Gandhi perhaps has been wrong, galvanize the cadres on this case, because eventually there is a Modi versus Rahul element to it. And that is why I will say it's a big moment. I think if you recall in 1996, when Sonia Gandhi was facing trouble, Sonia Gandhi at one time was facing trouble over the Office of Profit issue. There was a similar issue that she had to get out, she had to resign, come back. I think the Congress handled the issue much better. And I think 2013, when Rahul Gandhi threatened to cheer that ordinance issued by Manmohan Singh just before he was about to meet President Obama in the US, I think it must be coming back to haunt him because it was about upholding that, bringing back, retaining that subsection 8.4 into the RPI.
Well, you're right there, and that's something that even the BJP is going to town with. Appreciate you joining us, Rahul. We're going to slip into a quick break. Thank you, Anisha, and we're going to come right back with the very latest. We continue to report, right now from 12 Tughlaq Lane. Lots of Congress supporters here. Youth Congress wing as well in full support, in solidarity with Rahul Gandhi, who's just left with Sonia Gandhi and his battery of advisors, which included Mr. P. Chidambaram, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, Jairam Ramesh. A quick break to stay with us. On the other side is To the Point.
You said at one of our conclaves, and it stuck with me, कुछ बनने का नहीं, कुछ करने का सोचो. Since you're a great believer of technology, Prime Minister, I thought you would enjoy meeting our newest anchor, Sana. She is our first AI anchor, and I'd very much like you to meet her. Sana, come say hello.
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, हम आभारी हैं कि आप हमारे बीच आए। मेरी ऑन द जॉब लर्निंग अब शुरू हो गई है और 2024 तक मैं देश की सबसे अच्छी जर्नलिस्ट होने की कोशिश करूंगी। उम्मीद करती हूं कि तब आपसे एक एक्सक्लूसिव इंटरव्यू करने का मौका मिलेगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Sana. I'm sorry, Prime Minister, she's very ambitious. I'm sure, PM, you already have a few AI spokespersons in the making, ready for me. And I will be welcoming them in the Aaj Tak AI newsroom.
Suspense grips the Karnataka Congress over former Chief Minister Siddaramaia's seat in upcoming assembly elections. His supporters have hit the streets demanding the Congress heavyweight be fielded from Kollar, a party stronghold. There might be a catch. Sources tell India Today, election strategist and Rahul Gandhi's confidant Sunil Kanugolu has told the Congress Kollar may not be a safe seat for Siddaramaiah. According to the poll pundit, while Siddaramaiah may be popular in Kollar urban, JDS and BJP were stronger in rural pockets. Not just that, a larger chunk of SC/ST voters are allegedly against Siddha Kollar over allegations of his role in the defeat of two Congress veterans G. Parmeshwara and M.H. Muniappa during past elections. The former Chief Minister has no study constituency till date. The last seat he won from Badami has been fuming over his alleged absence from the constituency. Another seat has been thrown into mix now, Varuna in his home district of Mysore. But that would require Siddaramaiah to snatch the seat that his son won by a large margin of votes back in 2018. Amid this suspense, Siddaramaiah maintains that only the Congress High Command will decide the seat he contests from.
Sir, a lot of your followers have come here from Kolar. All your followers have come from Kolar, sir.
They have all come demanding me to contest. See, decision is not yet taken from so far as Kolar constituency is concerned. I left it to the High Command, and anyway, I told Ramesh Kumar and Najir and others that I will discuss with my family members and I will come out with the decision.
The BJP has waded into this suspense, claiming the ruling party knew Siddaramaiah would shy away from contesting in Kollar.
ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಣ್ಣವರು ಹಿಂಗಿದ್ದು ಪಿರಂಗಿನ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಹೊಡಿತಾರೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದ ಮುಂದೆನೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹಿಂದುಗಡೆ ಹೊಡಿತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ವರ್ಣಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ನಾನು ಬಹುಶಃ ನನಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತು ಸತ್ಯ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ರಾಹುಲ್ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಅವರು ಹೇಳೋದು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ನಂಬಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ ರಾಹುಲ್ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಣ್ಣವರು ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಲ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡೋದು ಆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನೋ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಬಂದಿರಬೇಕು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಅವ್ರೇನಾದ್ರು ವರ್ಣಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಅವ್ರ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಕೋನದಿಂದ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ.
If Siddaramaiah doesn't make his choice, the Congress may issue a first list of candidates without his name. Bureau Report, India Today.
we're seeing this very aggressive back and forth between the government on the one side, the judiciary trying to push back on the other, on the issue of the collegium system, the government clearly unhappy with the manner in which the collegium is functioning, and now very publicly wanting to change that. As a leading jurist, one of the country's top lawyers and an active member of politics, what are you making of the kind of pressure the government is making to bear on the judiciary, wanting to change the manner in which the collegium system functions?
Rahul, you've partly answered your question. This is completely unacceptable. I'm sorry to say. You can always say that I am also associated with the Congress, but I am really speaking in my capacity as part of an ecosystem of law and justice for decades. Number one, you have had a judgment, good, bad, or indifferent. You may like it or not like it. I was the first speaker on the NJAC bill. There was 100% approbation in the Lok Sabha, 99% plus in the Rajya Sabha, but that was overturned by the judiciary. Now, once you've reached that stage, you cannot have backdoor entry methods. You cannot, I can't blackmail you, I can't delay you, I can't obstruct you and say, look, unless you agree to something which was invalidated by a large bench, I will keep on pestering you, I will delay other activities, I will keep on hurting you, etc., etc. That's one. Two, this is going on in a very ham-handed, I would say crude manner. Certainly constitutional functionaries, and not one but more than one, are not entitled to launch broadsides against the judiciary every day. I saw part of your conclave, not on that day contemporaneously, but later on the links. I think the Chief Justice was extremely, he used words of studied moderation. But suppose he had used the same kind of words as the other speaker in your conclave had, the Honorable Law Minister. Would it have shown each institution in a good light? So I think this is just not done. And thirdly, good, bad, or indifferent, there was a perception that independence of judiciary is a more cherished and a wider value, and it can be protected by a collegium system. And I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's right. Well, then jolly well, if you have the courage of your convictions, bring a new bill. Bring it to the political class. Pass it through. I would say bring a constitutional amendment with 2/3 and then act on it. What's the point every day I threaten you? I am virtually, and I'm very, very, very sorry to say, virtually attacking ex-Supreme Court judges as some kind of a peripheral extremist element in this country? Some kind of feeling that there is a Cholawala attitude which is anti-national? This is ridiculous. You're talking of former judges. You may disagree. But this kind of vocabulary, this kind of approach is completely unacceptable. I think it does great harm to the persons who say it. I think the judiciary exercise exemplary restraint, especially the Chief Justice. But I think it ultimately harms the institution.
The all-new Red Dark Edition by Tata Motors.
Rahul convicted in defamation case. 2-year jail sentence for Rahul. Court awards maximum punishment. Rahul quotes Mahatma Gandhi. Rahul invokes Bhagat Singh. Congress hit back with Daro Mat. BJP mounts blistering attack.
उनके पार्टी भी डूब रहा है और साथ साथ में बाकी को भी नुकसान होता है।
आपका अटेंडेंस ऑफ है साहब, माइक तो ऑन है।
What next for Rahul Gandhi?
So what next for Rahul Gandhi, viewers? That's the question that we ask both our political panelists this evening to get you up to speed from where we are coming to you live this evening, 12 Tughlaq Lane. That's Rahul Gandhi's residence. He's just left a short while ago with his mother and his advisors, Mr. P. Chidambaram, Jairam, Ramesh, Abhishek Manu Singhvi. So what does it mean for Rahul Gandhi from here on? Let's take it to our political panelists. Joining me this evening is Supriya Shrinate, Congress spokesperson, Jaiveer Shergill, Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson, as well as Rahul Srivastav, our political editor. Before we cut across to our political panelists, Rahul, I'm going to quickly draw you in to set the premise of what's just happened today. Now, the Congress can say that what went down, yes, at a level was unprecedented in terms of the quantum of sentence, which was maximum under the section 500 of the IPC. But how the Congress takes it from here will be the big difference. It can completely cower in, or it can use it to its advantage, at what we were discussing in the last show.
Preeti, the Congress needs to realize that a certain amount of spade work has been done. The Bharat Jodo Yatra did create a sense of urgency in the Congress cadres, a sense of purpose in the Congress cadres. They started planning for a near and distant future. After that, Rahul Gandhi's high-profile visit to UK, irrespective of the controversy, what the government has done as establishment, as the Treasury benches struck work, asking Rahul Gandhi to apologize. Rahul Gandhi is right now at the center of the political narrative. Now, what do you do from here? Do you sit back, fight court battles, or you take the opportunity and turn adversity into a sense of advantage? Right. If you go back to March 2006, Sonia Gandhi faced a similar problem over the Office of Profit issue. And at that time, we were called to attend Janpath, and Mehmet Patel, the advisor to Sonia Gandhi, told us that Mrs. Gandhi is going to resign. Mrs. Gandhi resigned, and there was drama outside the Congress headquarters. People were shouting slogans, and it galvanized the party. And I think that's the kind of political acumen the Congress and Rahul Gandhi and the Congress's first family need to display, because this may seem like adversity, but has potential, right? Because what it eventually means, Rahul Gandhi will be there at the center of the political discourse in the country.
Well, you know, Rahul, the Office of Profit controversy came at a time where the Congress was much stronger. It's a pale shade compared to what it was during that time. But having said that, what it's also did today, you know, it could be momentary or whichever way you see it, but the sheer fact brought in otherwise political adversaries on your side. Arvind Kejriwal, the Aam Aadmi Party leader, for the first time came out and said that Rahul Gandhi has been wronged and it's a witch hunt against him. DMK has also come in, so have other leaders. But I want to quickly cut across to our political panelists. And Supriya Shrinate, it's how the Congress takes it from here. To quote the Honorable Prime Minister himself, Aapada mein afsar dhoondiye.
The last thing that the Congress party would do is to heed to any advice from India's Prime Minister, simply because he's doing witch hunt at a level which is unprecedented. And I want to just step back for a second and ask a very basic question. What is Rahul Gandhi being punished for? What is he paying a price for? Is he paying a price for the fact that he's taken the mask off your face and he's asking you questions on Adani, and he's cornered you to the extent that in the first time in 75 years, you've had to stall proceedings as the treasury benches inside Parliament? You are not going to let him speak. You will expunge 18 parts of his 40-minute speech on Adani. You are going to put the Lok Sabha proceedings mute for 16 minutes. Is that how rattled and scared you are? And whatever else you want to do to Rahul Gandhi, this sentencing, some more punishment, his membership going, bring it on. Because you know what's that doing to the people? People of this country realize how rattled the dictator is and how worried you are about Adani. Because Rahul Gandhi simply raised the question of Nirav Modi, Lalit Modi, Mehul Choksi fleeing this country after having swindled money of honest taxpayers. That's the question he raised. You want to punish him for this? You punish him twice over. I challenge you on that.
But Ms. Renate, in Kolar in 2019, he might have raised a question on Nirav Modi and the other likes, but the average Modi out there who is not connected to even the Prime Minister might have taken offense when Rahul Gandhi said very clearly कि सारे चोर मोदी क्यों होते हैं. But I'll come back to that question because clearly, you know, I'll come back to it, Mr. Renate. I want to quickly pull in Jaivir Shergill. Jaivir Shergill, you know, for once, you're a lawyer. If you look at the case and the way it's been handled, what would be your critique of it? And would you reckon, you know, just wearing your lawyer hat on, that under Section 500 of the IPC, the maximum quantum of sentence of 2 years be awarded for what Rahul Gandhi said? Do you see that fair, just?
Preeti, good evening and thank you for having me on your show. It's a pleasure as always. Two arrows in my quiver, one legal and one political. I'll shoot the legal one now. Firstly, Preeti, unfortunately for Mr. Rahul Gandhi, there is a law in this nation which fortunately protects every citizen of this country, the backward section of this country, from defamatory, irresponsible and factually incorrect statements. And that law has been upheld today, and under which Section 504, with the intent to insult and provoke the breach of peace. This is a provision. He has been accused and convicted with 2 years imprisonment for alluding that everybody with the surname Modi is a thief.
No, Section IPC 5. No.
The conviction.
But Mr. Shergill, I'd like to correct you because I have the order copy with me. It's not Section 5. It's not Section 504 of the IPC, which is more stringent. It's actually he's been convicted under Section 500 of the IPC. That's what the order copy says, Mr. Shergill.
499, 500 and 504 for the charges, if you say so. Number two, now legally, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, without making any political jibe, has not been convicted for questioning the Prime Minister, or raising the issue of Mr. Adani, for calling Prime Minister names, for not being allegedly allowed to speak in the Parliament. He has been convicted for maligning the Teli community, the OBC community in Gujarat. In the detailed order which you have in your hand, if the Congress can show one argument by their lawyer when he was being convicted, my lords, I question Adani, I question the Prime Minister, I believe there is no democracy in India, hence I should be let free. Was that the argument made? No, that is the argument in TV. The order is on pure legal grounds. Now, second part, the consecutive electoral defeats, and this is the 7th defamation case. He is on bail on 6 defamation cases, and today he's been convicted in 1. The consecutive electoral losses and the consecutive defamation proceedings send a clear message to him that neither the court of the people, neither the court of law will tolerate factually irresponsible statement. Now, I believe you are standing where the Congress gathering is happening. I have a pertinent question, and they have all the political right, with all respect. What is Congress gathering for? Is hero worshipping reached such a dangerous level that Congress is today celebrating Mr. Rahul Gandhi abusing a backward community? Has Mr. Rahul Gandhi been convicted in a freedom struggle matter? Has Mr. Rahul Gandhi won a war? Rather than keeping him in check, telling him to keep his tongue in control, the Congress is today hero worshipping for
All
him
right.
to
So, Mr.
abuse the
Shedgil,
Teli
once
community.
again, I have
If
the
that
order
is the
copy,
strategy,
and
then
I'll
best of luck to
specify
them.
he's been charged under section 499 and 500 of the IPC. And, you know, well, we were actually, I was sitting with our legal team to try and see where has been precedence that somebody who's been convicted under section 500 of the IPC has been given a full term, which is maximum term of 2 years, and we haven't been able to find a
There is no
precedent
bar.
in terms of what somebody said, which is defamation in nature. But Supriya Shrenet, I want to bring you in on this. The fact is, it's not about Adani, it's not about Nirav Modi, it's not about even the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It is about a particular community, and that is what has, the judge has taken cognizance of in what he says and has made a precedent of Rahul Gandhi.
Do you find this strange that the precedence is being made at a time when Mr. Gandhi is cornering this government on Adani? When for the last 2 weeks it is the treasury benches that are not letting parliament function? When for 16 minutes the Lok Sabha proceedings are being muted? When Mr. Gandhi has asked for time twice, they were asking for Mr. Gandhi to speak. He's asking for time twice to speak in the Lok Sabha. He's not being given time, and it takes me back to the press conference, and he did, and he said Indian democracy is at test here. And you know what? Indian democracy is failing that test, and failing so dismally at the hand of the Narendra Modi government. I also want to make some points, because this was a long winding answer that the BJP spokesperson made. And the simple point to be made here on factual and legal grounds are very few. The first point is, the procedure was not followed. An election speech spoken at Kolar, Karnataka, and I will play that speech of 26 seconds because he spoke for 30 minutes. He spoke about high prices, he spoke about unemployment, he spoke about income inequality, he spoke about corruption, and in that speech for 26 seconds, he spoke about Nirav Modi, Lalit Modi, Mehul Choksi. I want to ask Indian Prime Minister and his government, 2019 से 2023 हो गया, 4 साल बीत गए, कहाँ हैं ये सब लोग जो आपकी आंख में धूल झोंक कर भाग गए थे? First things first, no police inquiry into this. The second important point, and I think this is a very important point, this is a private criminal complaint. What is the locus standi of somebody like Purnesh Modi, who's an MLA in the BJP, to file this case? He's not Lalit Modi, he's not Nirav Modi, he's not Narendra Modi. And the third more important thing, Rahul Gandhi asks a question. Ye sare chor Modi kyun hai? That's not an assertion of statement. And the last bit, which needs to be said, and needs to be said unequivocally. There was time for final round of arguments. Just before that began, the magistrate was changed overnight. Around that time, Purnesh Modi, the complainant, went to the Ahmedabad High Court and asked for proceedings to be stayed in the Surat court. A new magistrate was brought in, and Purnesh Modi mischievously withdrew his application for stay. Does that not open room for mysterious circumstances? I think these are reasons enough, and people of this country should know. But you will have to give me 26 seconds.
You know, I'm going to bring in Rahul Srivastava back into this
wrong
conversation,
in what
because
Mr.
what
Gandhi
now for
has
Rahul
said.
Gandhi is what we are discussing. Does he stand
Can I make a-
disqualified as
Can I make a
MP?
point?
Because as per the Supreme Court, if I'll come back to you, Javeer, I will come back to you. Let me bring in Rahul Srivastava into this conversation.
Sure.
Because as per the Supreme Court, if your conviction and your sentence is 2 years, that means you're disqualified for 6 years as a member of Parliament of Lok Sabha. Now, does that happen immediately? Because there are, Rahul, you know, there are lots of lacunas in all of this, because A, the order has been stayed, but the conviction hasn't been stayed. Now, what we're also given to understand is that the Prime Minister and the Defence Minister have met the Speaker this evening. Will something come out of it? Will Rahul Gandhi be disqualified as an MP?
Preeti, one really doesn't know the content of the meeting between the Prime Minister and the Speaker and the Defence Minister. But the fact remains that the legal books are out, certainly. A petition, a complaint has already been filed by a Delhi lawyer. Complaint is asking for the disqualification of Rahul Gandhi to the Speaker. One will have to wait and see how exactly the entire thing unfolds. A lot will depend on the legal advice Rahul Gandhi gets at this moment, whether he is going to brazen it out or whether there is going to be a push from the Speaker's side, given that there have been complaints that he should be disqualified. Now, in that scenario, that's why I think tonight is going to be extremely critical. Will Rahul Gandhi decide to quit, to resign from the constituency? and his member of parliament seat, primarily because that has got a certain amount of political act to it. And I think, see, there is not much left in this term as far as Lok Sabha is concerned. And I think Rahul Gandhi's for Rahul Gandhi, it's an opportunity, as you were saying, that the opposition parties like Trinamool, Arvind Kejriwal, others may try to continue doing what they do on a daily basis. But Rahul Gandhi and the Congress today have an opportunity to grab the moment and perhaps rally themselves as a fulcrum of opposition effort.
So will he step down? Well, Rahul Srivastav looks at it and possibly advantage Rahul Gandhi, but we'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting night, especially what goes down in Parliament as well. But Jaiveer Shergill, I want to bring in both you and Supriya for closing statements. The fact is, Mr. Shergill, does it intrigue you at all when the Congress raises, questions as well, which echo as well? With what went down today with this sentence, maximum sentence given for section IPC 500. On the other hand, when it came down to the statements Rahul Gandhi made in the Bharat Jodo Yatra about sexual harassment, you have a DCP level officer who gives him time for 10 days, and before those 10 days are complete, actually goes into his residence to ask him why he hasn't got back to him. So therefore, the Congress say this is a witch hunt.
Preeti, just give me 30 seconds. By raising the bogey that democracy in danger and institutions have been captured, Mr. Rahul Gandhi cannot have an open license to break the law, malign communities and defame communities. That's not how, fortunately, democracy in India works. Number two, there is a pattern to this. Mr. Rahul Gandhi has got addicted in the habit of making irresponsible and statements which have the color of maligning other individuals. During Rafale, did he not file an apology in the Supreme Court of India? In 2016 or 17, the Election Commission served him a notice because he made a comment, Mr. Modi has passed a law that the tribals can be shot. Election Commission filed a proceeding against him. In London, he said, I am a Sikh. Prime Minister treats Sikhs, Dalits and Muslims as second-class citizens. In 2016, Justice Rohinton Nariman had to reprimand him in open court to say, he said RSS killed Mahatma Gandhi. Mr. Nariman and another judge said, either apologize or face trial. He had to go back on his statement the next day and said, no, I didn't say RSS and I will change my statements. So there is a pattern to this. Now the second point, the law, and you seem to be aware, section 201 of the IPC says, if anybody is aware of a crime being committed, should inform the law. If Mr. Rahul Gandhi is aware of a crime committed against a woman of this country, he should report. Then it's up to that respective lady to...
but he was given 10 days, Jaiveer. He was given 10 days. But the DCP went to his residence where I'm standing way before those 10 days. So that's where prompts the Congress to say it's a witch hunt. But quickly, sir, complete. I want to bring in Supriya Shrinate. Quickly, sir, 10 seconds.
Preeti, give me 30 seconds. And I know the Congress has the time. 10 seconds. Preeti, yes, Supriya ji, just give me 30 seconds. Preeti,
10 seconds,
the last point is, I am bit flummoxed. Mr. Rahul Gandhi, Mr. Rahul, are you espousing, because Mr. Rahul Gandhi is the leader of the opposition, he can't be given maximum punishment, DCP can't give him 10 days notice? Mr. Rahul Gandhi may be entitled in a lot of ways, but he is not entitled in the rule book of law, which will give maximum punishment, which will protect the women in this country, and which will, he has to be abide
what I was
by the
saying
law
is he came, even before the 10 days were over, the Delhi police showed up at his doorstep. But having said that, Supriya Shrinate, I want to bring you in on this. And the perception is that Rahul Gandhi is a repeat offender, which could very well let the speaker, tomorrow look at the conviction which is not suspended, because the sentence might be suspended, and Mr. Rahul Gandhi could very well be disqualified as MP.
I want them to attack Rahul Gandhi more. I want them to bring it on. I want them to now file a case against Mr. Kharge also if they want to. I want them to file a case against each one of us in the opposition. Because the country is seeing how rattled the BJP is. The country is seeing their true colors. The country is saying that to save one man, Adani, they are willing to sacrifice India's parliamentary proceedings and the democracy. He's talking about democracy in danger. Democracy was put to test, and you are murdering it in broad daylight and the din of night. That's what you're doing to democracy. by exactly doing what you're doing. Bring it on, do more of this. You will only convince people further. And Preeti, I want to say two things because this pertains to women. You know, you have not been able to give women a safe place to come and talk about crimes committed against them. The police is seen as a brute force which women don't want to go to. You take 10 days of time, you come back to him. The reality is Mr. Gandhi respects the privacy of these women and under no law is he bound to give their name. But he has said, I will come back to you in 10 days. The reality is that your own credibility is being put to test.
The debate's going to continue. We're going to let it rest. We've run out of time, and the spotlight now on tomorrow. Will the Speaker make a decision on the disqualification of Rahul Gandhi? Will Rahul Gandhi step down on his own? Our National Affairs editor Rahul Srivastava pointed out, tumultuous night ahead for Rahul Gandhi, but trust India Today to keep you first with the news. A quick break. Up next is Rahul Gandhi.
Modi Hatao, Desh Bachao. Remove Modi, save the nation. These posters have cropped up overnight across Delhi, put up at some of the most bustling locations of the national capital.